So that's one head-to-head with Dwayne Chambers we won't have, but we've got one here. Jessica Judd, the new kid on the block, against Marilyn Okoro. Both of them have the A standard, which is of course 2 minutes, and you will have heard in that clip, of course, Jessica achieved it in getting past Marilyn here in Birmingham a couple of weeks ago. Marilyn herself went to Paris and got the A standard. This is Hannah Tarver, 19-year-old, who was just outside of personal best in making it through to the final. Claire Gibson, who I think had the choice of running the 1500 or the 800, has chosen the 800. Oscar Clark ran really well, running a new personal best last night. And some fairly tough heats. He's actually coached by Ao Falola, who of course used to coach the woman outsider Marilyn Okoro, who's now coached by the great Johnny Gray out in the States. And Marilyn rewarded with real persistence, ran well in Paris, a very well judged race to run 1:59.76, which actually makes her the fastest British athlete this season, a tad quicker than Jess Judd. Well, what more can you say about this 18-year-old precocious talent? She said last night, you know what, I would have loved to have still been running in the English schools last week. She said, I missed not being there. She's still qualified, of course, did her A-levels just a few weeks ago. Alison Leonard, outsider, now based in Birmingham. Alison, originally from Blackburn, running for the Blackburn club. Starting to come into some better form again. Emily Dudgeon, a youngster I remember watching up in Scotland a few years back, and now turning into a decent 800-metre runner. So Emily and Tara Bird in lanes 7 and 8. Well, you have two committed front runners here, and it's always great, isn't it, to see when you've got Marilyn Okoro over the years has always loved to get out in front, but she got it horribly wrong here at the Olympic trials last year when she had an A standard, faded badly with a very poor second lap, and ended up being ignored by the selectors. So what do we have in store today? Jess Judd loves to be in front as well, but will she let Marilyn Okoro dictate this? Will the two of them just sit and watch each other? Paula, what do you reckon? It's an intriguing race ahead.
It is, definitely, and very different racing styles too. I mean, I think you see Jess Judd far more likely to run even splits and even throughout the race. Marilyn is far more likely to attack very hard in the first lap, as we've said, and then pay the price for that later on. Pretty much perfect conditions out there today, so I'm looking forward to see what they can do. They did race just last night, so not a lot of recovery since then, although neither ran startlingly fast last night. And at the moment, Jess Judd is just exciting, and she's just getting better and better with every race that she does. She will go on from here to race in the European Junior Title Championships next week in Rieti, so she's still got a lot to go going into Moscow, but she'll be comfortable now attacking this race with that A standard already in the bag.
Well, this is interesting because Marilyn has obviously reined in her natural tendency, and that's a smart move, I think, from Marilyn, because I think if this becomes a 500-600 metre race, it didn't go that hard through the first 200, and of course Jess Judd, you can see, started to then pick it up, and if it was a straight 600 race, you'd probably put your money on Marilyn Okoro. So Marilyn sitting here right on the shoulder of Jess Judd, but there's one thing you can say about Jess Judd: she will scrap every single step here and make this really hard for Okoro, who for the first time tries to go past the youngster, who just accelerates herself, and the two of these are going to go toe-to-toe here, and Okoro takes the initiative round the top bend. That little burst of acceleration that she has, that perhaps Jess Judd doesn't yet possess. The young 18-year-old doesn't quite have that speed in her legs, and this has turned into, as I said, a 600-metre race with the 400-metre pace that Marilyn Okoro has, was always going to end this way. So Marilyn streaking away. This is a really good performance from Marilyn Okoro. Jess Judd looking a little tired in second place and is fading rather quickly here. So Marilyn, that's a great run, just outside 2 minutes. And Jess Judd, for once, having to bow perhaps to the nous, and I think a good tactical race run by Marilyn Okoro there. A really smart move there. Didn't want to do anything in the first 200 metres. Gambled on Judd not taking it out hard, which she didn't do. And maybe Jess has had a few exciting races. It does take it out of you a lot. And Marilyn has been working nicely, building up nicely towards these championships. And Jess will have a brilliant days to come in the future, no doubt about it. But what a really clever run from Marilyn Okoro.
Very much so, and I think you can definitely say that Marilyn has learned a lesson from the trials here last year, and she almost used Jess to slow her down through that first lap and pace her, and then as you see here they're coming around the final bend and she's already unleashed her kick and been able to move away and perhaps explored for her a different way to race in 800 metres, and one that's worked very successfully here today, because she's looking stronger and stronger down that home straight and moving away with every stride. Jess, for me, looking a little bit tired and a little bit laboured there, and maybe just has had a stressful last couple of weeks. A lot of good races, but also that will have taken some energy from her too.
Well, this is quite a contrast to last year, Marilyn. Everything you went through last year with the whole selection process, you've taken it out of everybody's hands, guaranteed your place for Moscow.
Oh, hallelujah. I just have to thank the Lord, because it's really by His grace I'm here. I've quit every day since last year. For some reason, someone's come along and picked me up, and I know He's put those angels there for a reason. It's been a tough year. I'm just so thankful to be standing here, healthy, you know, a year stronger, a year wiser. And I just want to thank so many people. Coach Gray out in USA really believes in me. Paul Hobra, you know, found my injury, along with the guys that put the revamp in Newcastle Clinic. So many people, Leah, Donovan, my sight guy, kept this mind. And just my family and friends, I love you all. Above all, God, you're just awesome.
You were awesome today. Congratulations on making the plane to Moscow.
Thank you.
We've got Jess.